So someone just finished watching the Reunited States. Can you guys talk about the Heal America pledge and what you would say is the most productive first step forward after watching the film?
I mean, a productive first step forward, I think is engaging a conversation. I mean, that's really what it's all about. Like, how do we find a way to engage in these conversations with people we care about that we might disagree with, and find ways to listen to what they have to say. I mean, that's really where what this all comes to is like, how can I talk to my uncle who is a complete opposite in every way to me, and yet I can still find love and compassion and admiration for him in some way. How can I do that? And really, that's kind of the core essence of what we're trying to do.
And a bit more detail on the Heal America pledge. So what one thing we wanted to come up with is kind of one nice, concise, pithy statement that captures the essence of the change that people can embody in their lives, and something that we can start to get trending, start to go viral, something that we can kind of rally behind. And also, not only were many of our financial backers like prominent institutions like Democracy Fund or the Civic Health Project, organizations that are kind of leading authority figures in the civic bridge building movement. So we had a lot of these organizations that we were partnered with, but in addition to that, we partnered with more than 50 other bridge building organizations, folks like the National Institute for Civic Discourse or the Braver Angels or Living Room Conversations. And we needed a kind of a pledge statement to rally behind. So if you go to our website, www.reunitedstates.tv, you'll find not only polls for tools for depolarization and more information about the movie, and there's a really nice set of kind of animations that we have, and you can kind of take this like guided course and guided tutorial on how to depolarize yourself in your communities and
That
your family. And you
website's
can kind of
awesome.
yeah, the website's great. I mean, like Van Jones loves the website, and he talked about it on The View, and he said it was the kind of one of the first instances of where he's seen like actual tangible tools that people can apply in their lives. So that's all on the website. But also, where I was going with this is on the website is our pledge, and the pledge is: I commit to the mission of healing America. I will resist demonizing those I disagree with, and instead listen to understand their concerns. I embrace my responsibility to reduce hostility because I believe our shared future depends on it. That's the pledge. And we recently held our red and blue carpet premiere last week, where we had guest stars like Van Jones and Meghan McCain and Alyssa Milano. And we ended that very powerful kind of 1.5 hour journey with dozens of people committing to taking the pledge. And now we're starting to get the pledge out on Twitter. So that's where the hashtag Heal America pledge, you might see trending, and you might see people taking the pledge. So that's what that is.
That's fantastic. And who could disagree with that sentiment? I mean, in their right mind.
Well, in their right mind. I think you said it the right way.
That's
In
why
their
I
right
added the
mind. Thank
caveat.
you. Yes.
Eleanor and Aaron, do you have anything to say as far as that goes? As far as what you think the best first step forward to be? And Raj, perfect. I mean, again, just the website is a fantastic resource for being a hub to take anything that you wanted to do with this movie into action.
Two things for me. One, just again, shout out to that awesome website. We only saw it for the first time like last week or so when we were driving down from her family's place in Virginia to my family's place in Florida, and it was just like I wasn't expecting something so good, really, because
it's about more than just the film. It really gets
exactly
what you can do. It has a lot of tips.
And it's based on, my understanding is it's based on the workshops of Braver Angels, who we've highlighted in one of these Everyday Hero series. So it's based on real sociological and psychological research. And so I don't know, it's just really cool to be a part of that. And the one thing I'd say about moving forward, at least for me personally, is my biggest takeaway is don't write people off. You know, people can change, and people have experiences that you couldn't have even fathomed. And it's just a matter of taking time to discuss with them and listen.
I think that's a perfect segue. One thing that I want to bring up that I think Raj mentioned it, and so you mentioned it earlier, and you guys saying it now. To me, one of the things when I looked at this film, and again, I'm always honest, and he'll tell you this is about things that we try to do, is that I looked at this, and the first time I watched it, I'm like, to me, at the end, I was honest with myself. I said it comes off tone deaf. But then I said, you know what? Give it 24 hours. Go back and look at it again and ask yourself, who is it for? Research the people who've done it, and then ask yourself, has it reached its target audience? And then what happens afterwards? And so what you guys just said is exactly what I researched. Was the second time watching the film again, I'm like, okay, now I feel full, but I'm not. But I still I want my dessert. What do we do next? The question kept coming to me. I hear the conversation. Everybody's talking, but where is the action? We've all heard it our whole lives. Actions speak louder than words, and Raj just said it, and you guys just said it. This isn't just a website for the film. This is a place where people can go, let's have the conversation. What do we do with this? We've had the conversation. Now that we've had that, let's have the action. And I think by you guys doing that, this is no longer just a documentary or a film. It's usurped its way into the fabric of reuniting America, if you will.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.